So, like, the thing I'll say is about Sageless comps that I think people need to understand is that, like, because of Sage's healing, right, she allows you to basically, like, to dumb it down to, like, a really simple level of understanding. She allows it that you can peek and withdraw with the heal, right? So you can scout a little bit easier. You can do a lot more things. You can play a little bit slower. I think with Sageless comps and the Sageless comps we saw being run on Ascent primarily, I think Ascent is definitely the map that most people are doing it on. It's really heavily reliant on 2 vision agents. So like Sova is a must on Ascent. He was 100% on Ascent the entire tournament. And then Cypher as well, which was had the highest pick rate in the entire tournament. But then you have smokes basically from all smokes or flashbangs from all of your other 3 characters in usually an Omen, a Brim, and a Phoenix. What happens is that you need to be really quick and you need to be really aggressive. And I don't think a lot of teams currently still have the coordination to pull it off. But if a team does have the coordination to pull it off, it can look insanely powerful. And I think the moment that Sageless comps will have, like, quote unquote made it, I think is when you end up forcing a mirror, right? When you play so fast and so aggressive that you are winning every time with that comp and you have to force a mirror from your opponents because they also need the smokes. So that'll be kind of like when I saw a few mirror matches from people playing TSM on Ascent with Sageless comps. We also saw C9 really struggle with Sageless comps when they brought them out, right? The only match they won against FaZe was the match that they played Sage, right, in their group. So I do think, though, the day that you see the mirror being forced is the day that we'll really say, like, okay, Sageless comps are now meta. But I really appreciated this from TSM. I was hoping we'd see it, and I'm really glad that TSM specifically played it because, to your point, they are considered the best, at the very least in North America, if not the world. So when a team with that amount of, like, I guess, respect or brand power or success plays a composition like this, it has the power to change the meta. But also shout out to Fabricant, who were playing it first, or not playing it first, but playing it the most successfully first over in Europe. So,
yeah, I think there's 2 parts to this. So Rigna in the chat said that it's why the slow when shot is really important because it does counter the healers a little bit, right? Like being able to not being able to easily gap close if you like get shot and then being able to run to your Sage really fast, right, and get that heal. Like, yes, that's important. I still think the slow is a little bit strong last I played, but like. It's an important mechanic nonetheless, and I don't disagree with it in that context. Also, the nerf of the wall is super important because if characters that are faster become meta more generally, then the wall is going to become obsolete because you can break it down so quickly, right? So to me, like they have certainly like found a better spot for Sage, I guess, in the game. Like I've said before, though, I think she'll always be relevant in the same way that like Morgan Thresher or Pathfinder is, or Morgan Thresher in League and Pathfinder is in Apex to a certain extent because they offer some level of utility that other characters do not. The thing is with her though is the fact that like it's also very easy to put her in the ground too much. And I don't know if we've seen enough gameplay data to understand where she is exactly. I would say that it's good that she's not like an auto pick. As someone who actually likes Sage a lot, like I'm glad it's not an auto pick right now. But I want to be generally careful because there's a world where she's like literally buried at some point too.